So yeah, let's get into this next topic. Should players have a podcast during the season? You got Marlon Humphreys. You had Marlon Humphreys. You
Parsons.
had Michael Parsons, and then you had Slay.
Right.
So I'm reading the comments. I'm going through the comments. I'm like, wow, this would be a great topic because the fans is, you shouldn't have a podcast during the season. You're not focused on football. Like you need to. So should players have a podcast during the season, or should they just be focused on just football? What's your take? What's your mental note, bro?
I mean, it's, two sides of the coin to everything, man. When everything is going good, you want to hear from your player. You want to hear from your main guy, what's going on with the team and how they're operating and the inside looks at the game. But when
Yeah.
everything is going bad, no, you got to focus strictly on football. We don't want nothing but football from you. And how did you get better today? And what are you doing to beat this team on Sunday, Thursday, or Monday? That's all. They don't want to see your face. They want to know y'all had a great practice this week. That's what they want to know. And what we improving Sunday when the game time is here. But man, living your dream out, it open up different avenues for you, man. So sometimes you gotta take that as it comes. Sometimes you can't. Everybody's not guaranteed to end well, and somebody will want to give you a podcast or you produce your podcast, depending on how your career ended. I mean, sometimes you have to do it for yourself. But while you're in the peak of your stuff, people give you money for this and for that. So why not? I feel like why not at that point? You know what I'm saying? You're taking advantage of your abilities, and your dream allowed you to do certain things that you want you to be able to do. So it's a catch-22 on all of it, man.
And you know how it is when you losing. And the coaches, everybody, they just trying to find any and everything to be like, yeah, we doing this. This is why we losing right here.
Pull you up in the meeting room.
Yeah, but now you got the fans, the players are doing something outside of the game of football, and they feel like they're not supposed to be doing it. Like they should be eating, sleep, breathing football, which they are. But you don't realize, like, these guys are in the facility every day. When you see them on Sundays, that's not the only day that they're focusing on football, right? I was in the league at one point in time early on in my career, and they couldn't believe that camp was every day. And I'm like, see, people who don't really know football like that, don't really understand, they make those kind of comments. They say, oh, well, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be focused on the game. No, he was focused on the game. They just got the short end of the stick. And then after they got the short end of the stick, he decided to go on his podcast to make some more money to talk about why they got the short end of the stick, right? Instead of someone else talking about it or giving, first take, giving ESPN. No, you getting the inside scoop of what's happening in the locker room. I think, honestly, as a fan, you should love that.
All right.
Right?
That's always a catch-22.
Exactly. So having this notion of players not having anything outside of the game of football is kind of crazy because that's not who they are. I was just at Brown University telling these guys, like, okay, you're a senior, right? If you're not trying to go to the NFL, what are you trying to do after the game of football? We need to be figuring out what we like, what we want to do. How can we mentally stay prepared for the world? And I think by these guys getting on these platforms, getting these podcasts, podcasting is a way to create revenue, income flow that could probably last past them playing, right? Because if people watching it now, they're going to continue to watch them on their podcast. And I also think that, especially Marlon Humphreys, his podcast is doing really well, and people like watching it. So what I'm going to say is keep doing your thing, because Monday you're working out, you're getting ready for the next team. Tuesday you have off. So in that time where you're having a downtime, that hour to 2 hours when you're not thinking about football, get your mind off football and talk about it in a way that people would like it. So for me, I say, yeah, keep doing it, man. Keep doing it.
These boys could be getting in trouble at nightlife somewhere, but they taking an hour and a half out their day to do a podcast and give you an inside look. So it's different ways to look at it, because it's like if they could be getting in trouble, and then they could be suspended for 4 games. You really gonna hate them then. You really gonna hate them if they get suspended and they can't help the team anymore. But if it's good, it's good. But when it's bad, it's all.
Bro, if they get suspended for a game, they could be like, "What are you doing?
I could have been on the
You go."
pod, but you want me to be outside, so what?
Exactly. I'm outside getting myself in trouble.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I would say keep doing your thing, man. Michael Parsons, Slay, Marlon Humphreys, like he winning now, so I ain't heard them say nothing about Marlon
Yeah,
now.
Marlon them looking good. Marlon had 2 interceptions too.
He got hurt too. Like what we
Micah got to kind of twist it a little bit. They gotta
yeah.
improve a little bit, but
Nah, they gotta
Humphrey
improve a
did his thing.
lot.
Yeah, Humphrey did his thing. They're off a bye week, so we'll see what they did. If not, they're gonna let them have it on this pod.
For sure. For sure. Man,
Hey,
but
before we go Dogs, man. Go Dogs. Before we go, we here, baby. Go Dogs. I just want to let it know. Let it be known.
who
Yeah.
number one now? Oregon?
Yeah, Oregon won week 2. But
Man.
go Dogs before we get up out of here.
Okay. All right. As y'all can see, A. Scott talking about go Dogs. A. Scott in the building. This is the Mental Note. We bringing you the mental health aspect of sports. This is what we do here, man. And we out.